Hey BoLS fans, AdamHarry back again with another narrative campaign battle report, narrative battle I like to call them. We got some wacky rules today. I had a buddy call me from the internet the other day and was like, hey Adam, I've got this new board done, finished up. I went to the cabin with my Forge World tiles. I finished them up. How about you come over, we show them off and play a game? And I was like, heck yeah, Darkwynn, I'll do that. Say hi, Nick.
Hi.
Hey internet. So Nick's here. We are playing a modified game again. It's not a regular battle report. I've got some wacky rules. Basically, this is going to be Starship Troopers, aka the Alamo if you're from Texas, but it's the Starship Troopers fight. So let me go over the special rules real quick. He is obviously the defender. Space Marine is playing down points. Basically, this is a 6-turn game. There is one objective in the middle of the board, or sorry, in the middle of his deployment zone. His deployment zone being the 2x2 area that is the Castellen, and we are actually using those experimental rules. If you want to check them out, check out the Forge World website. All the rules are up there for free. Experimental rules. The big one that you're going to want to note is that the gates here, the openings, have a special force field that gives any shots going through a 3-up invulnerable save either way. So if he fires at me or I fire at him, that whoever's getting hit has a 3-up invulnerable. So, and he can turn it off, or I can blow up that building back there in the corner and take it, but that's probably not going to happen. Also, he's got a bunch of extra guns on there, which we'll go over in a second. But basically, one objective, the defender must hold it at the end of the game. All of his units have objective secure. The attacker must take the objective, and none of my units have objective secure, even if they would. So troops don't count. You know, if you're building a special single CAD, doesn't matter. This overrules that. So I do, however, have 1.5 times the point value that he does. It's basically, he built a 1250 list plus the Castellen puts him at around 1600 points-ish. So I built a list that is about 2400 points of Tyranids. So he's deployed, he's a defender. Defender deploys first, but they go second because they are at a slight disadvantage because they are being attacked. The attacker only has a 6-inch deployment from the board edges, but they have get to deploy around all the board edges, so except for the back board edge where his area is. And the attacker cannot deploy within 18 inches of any of his models, any of his units. And that counts with the bunkers, so I can't be within 18 inches, which is why the 8-inch barrier is there. So, or sorry, the 6-inch deployment along the board edges. But if my stuff dies, if I have any reserves, I can come in from those same board edges. So anyway, let me go ahead and get set up, and we'll go over the Tyranid list. Alrighty, BoLS fans, I've got my NID set up. Let me run through my list real quick. And again, it's basically running Unbound, but these are actually 2 separate CADs, but it works out. So anyway, I'm running 2 Flyers. There's one there. There's the other one back there. They are going to have double Devours, and that's it. No Electroshock Grubs. I'm running a brood of 3 Carnifexes. They're double Devour Carnifexes. I've got 2 units of Venom Thropes of 1, so there's 1 Venom Thrope there. The other one's back there as well. I'll walk over in a second. I'm running 20 Hormagaunts also over there with Toxin Sacks. I'm running 3 squads of Warriors with Venom Cannons. There's Squad 1, there's Squad 2, and then Squad 3. So they have Death Spitters and 1 Venom Cannon in each brood of 3. Over there, I'm also running Hive Tyrants with a Heavy Venom Cannon lashed with Bone Sword, and he's got 2 Tyrant Guard with lashed with Bone Swords with them. I've got 2 Screamer Killer Carnifexes, so double Sighting Talon, Bioplasma, and Adrenal Glands, so they can get the charge in there. I have a Trigon Prime actually in reserve with the Miasma Cannon, so he's not on the board currently. And then I'm running 2 Zonothropes right there. And then I'm also running 20 Devour Gaunts, as you can see there. I think that covers pretty much everything on the board. And I've deployed 6 inches again, holding that band there. I didn't deploy anything on that board edge because that's a Carrion's snaring at me. Let's go over Nick's list, and yeah, let me pause real quick and walk to that side of the board and go over his list. All right, Nick, can you run through your list with me real fast?
Yeah, sure. So I have 2 tactical squads.
Where are they at?
5-man here with a heavy bolter, 5-man here with a flamer.
Okay.
Here's the other part of the other 10-man task squad, heavy bolter, 5-man back here with a flamer.
Okay.
I have 2 Stern Guard squads.
And represented by the single guy there.
Yeah, and they're inside this bunker, and the other one's inside this bunker.
Okay.
I have Lysander's brother, who'll be playing Lysander.
We're calling him Lowlander today instead of Highlander?
Lowlander. Yeah.
Lowlander, okay.
He's inside with the other Stern Guard.
Gotcha.
I have a Devastator squad in here, combat squad.
Represented by that guy.
Yeah, 10 guys, so 4 Lascans in here. Another 5 guys with bolters.
Okay.
Relic Sicarian with 2 heavy bolters on it.
Yep. Heavy bolsters, and then it's got the. Tell me about the autocannons up top too.
Yeah, so the autocannons are heavy 6, rapid tracking, rending. So basically strength 7, AP 4, 6 shots, twin linked. Ignores Jink. That's the auto tracking on it. Doesn't ignore cover, just ignores Jink.
Cool.
And then it has rending, which is really good.
Cool.
And then it has basically 3 heavy bolters on it too. So lots of shots. This is just a normal dreadnought.
But it looks cooler.
Yeah, so that's just an assault cannon with a power fist, heavy flamer.
Yep.
And then that's it.
Oh, tell them about the Castellen and what loadout you have.
Yeah, so I have a twin link last cannon here, twin link heavy bolter here, twin link last cannon over here, a whirlwind launcher, and a quad gun. Represented
by that guy. He's stunt doubling right now. Cool. And then these guys are not here. They're deployed. Those are the extra Marines. Yeah. So it's a valiant last stand. Maybe we'll see what happens. Attackers do go first. We're not doing a seize on this one just because it's scenario based. So I'm gonna roll my psychic powers, and then we're gonna throw some dice. So I'll see you guys at the top of one. Tyranid turn 1. Everything moved up as you can see here. The 2 flyers shot out over here and over here. I actually rolled Warp Blast on both of those guys, and then obviously the Zonothropes have Warp Blast as well. So I put 4 Warp Blast shots over here, and only the Zonothropes actually managed to get the power off. They actually hit, and then with my awesome Strength 10 Lance, I rolled a 2 and a 1, and the base actually has a 5-up invulnerable. Again, check out the experimental rolls from Forge World. They're free online. And yeah, he saved. So I did, out of all this awesome lance shooting, I did 0 hull points to the building that I really need to kill. So good times over here. The rest of my shooting, however, that was during the psych phase, so the rest of my shooting went off. I managed to kill 4 Marines out of those 5 guys. Those 2 guys, again, are actually in the bunker. They're just there so we remember where they're at. The Devourers from the Carnifexes, and then 7 more Devourer shots from the Gaunts shot this squad up here. That's why there's only 4 left. The 2 Hive Tyrants try to focus down these 5 Marines. They actually went to ground, but I did manage to get the heavy bolter. So he passed his leadership checks. He's good to go. And then the Hive Tyrant here fired a volley at the Dreadnought, and it whiffed. I actually hit, but I rolled a 1 for armor pen. So we're seeing a theme here. The Warriors, they just shot. They lobbed some acid at those guys and managed to do absolutely nothing with some awesome scatters. So that was pretty much it for NID turn 1. We are now going to kick it over to Nick for defenders. So we'll see what he can do. Bottom of turn 1 for the Marines. Their shooting was actually really effective. Let me walk through here. Here's some of my dead pile. Lost to like 9 Gaunts and a Venomthrope over there. So he definitely thinned the herd over there. I only lost 1 Devourer Gaunt, but this Carnifex here took 3 wounds. He actually took 1 wound from the Sicarian tank shooting. I have a 3-up cover save because of the Gaunts in front, and then also the Venomthrope providing that stupid bubble. But he took 3 wounds from the Stern Guard actually in the bunker firing out. The Hellfire rounds are just doing a number on me. I'm just making me fail saves. Roll 2. Yeah, wounds on 2s. Just make some saves. Over here, as you can see, lots of dead Gaunts where they were. The Venomthrope's dead. Over here, each Carnifex actually has 3 wounds thanks to a plethora of shooting over here. So I might actually make it to the bunker, but the guys inside, because it acts like a transport, will actually get to shoot out, get their snapshots. So it's a lot of las cannons, so that might sting a little bit. This guy did take a hit. Let me roll his grounding check on camera real quick. On a 1 or 2, he falls and takes a strength 9 hit. Let's see. I rolled a 3, thankfully. So yay, no grounding check. All right. So I'm still in the game, as it were. So, but that's pretty much it. He took a wound. Carnifexes are down to 1 wound each. This Carnifex is 1 wound. So he did a number on some big bugs and killed quite a few little guys too. So we're gonna go to Nid's turn 2. Tyranid turn 2 in a classic Starship Troopers move. The Tyranid Trigon Prime here popped up right in the middle and then scattered back. So that didn't work out exactly how I wanted. I did pop up and shoot the rear armor of the Dreadnought, causing 1 hull point. He is stunned or whatever, shaken. So he's kind of surprised. Low Sanders in here with the Stern Guard. They're probably going to get out and punch the face. As you can see, though, 2 Flyrants have popped in to the middle of the arena and want to throw down. They're flying still. They shot the Sicarian up and managed to do 1 stinking hull point because of the force field ability of the Castellen here. So he had a 3-up invulnerable because I was shooting through the force field, and that's what happened. I only got 1 through. Star Armor's 12, so whatever. Over here, my Warp Blast shot the building. First off, I got the second pair off. 1 shot actually managed to connect, and with my awesome Strength 10 Lance, I managed to get a pen, and then I rolled a 2 on the chart, so that becomes a partial collapse. So the weapons up top can only snapshot this turn. We are using the actual building rules.
Which means number 1 can fire.
Yeah, so, woo!
And the quad gun is snap shooting?
Snap shooting, yep, but it's a quad gun, so it's twin linked anyway, so yeah. Not too bad. The guys inside took D6 strength 6 hits, AP dash, no cover saves. I did no wounds. I rolled like a 2 or 3 to wound.
Oh, yeah, you did 2 wounds.
I did 2
saves. Yeah.
He made 2 saves because he's a Marine, so that's what happens. As you can see here too, there's no Carnifexes. So what happened? I got about here, got within like 2 or 3 inches to charge. Snapshots from inside the building, the 4 Devastator las cannons. Yeah. Of 4 of them, 2 of them hit, and 2 wounds, and each Carnifex had a wound left. Therefore, both Carnifexes are now dead. Thank you, stupid las cannons.
You got to swing the barrel around quick enough.
Yeah, whip them out. Their fire points is fire blind. Carnifexes, they're big as barns. They're probably pretty easy to hit. So
we got pluses to hit for some shots.
Yeah, there you go. So I give them pluses for guts on that one, but. Yeah, I still have all of this, so don't feel too bad for the Nids. It's still not anywhere near over, but it is only turn 2, so we'll see what happens. We are going to go to bottom of 2 for the Defenders, the Marines. We will see you at the end of that round. Bottom of 2 for the Marines. So what happened? First off, we start this side of the board. The Sicarian decided to do the scuttle all the way to the back corner so he could avoid getting side and rear armor shots. He forfeited his shooting to do snapshots. He didn't really do anything over here. However, the guys inside did manage to put another wound on a Flyrant, and he passed his grounding check. So he's still good. He hasn't bounced like a basketball that's deflated. So that's okay. Over here, I did lose a Carnifex to Stern Guard shooting, and then also took another 2 wounds and another wound from the Stern Guard on this Carnifex. So he's down 3 wounds. The other las cannon wounds came from the building. Fire points on that guy. Even with cover, I still managed to roll some 1s and 2s. So good times over here. The Hive Tyrant, his brood, he's got the 2 Tyrant Guard with him. He took a wound, but again, even with Film of Pain, I filled all of my Film of Pains this round. He shuffled 1 over to a Tyrant Guard, so he's there. Again, no Carnifexes. I have to roll the old Synapse stuff over there, so we'll figure all that out in a moment. Lysander, or Lowlander here, assaulted, he got out of the bunker and assaulted the Trigon Prime. Even with Wall of Death and 12 shots, I did no wounds on the incoming Lowlander there, and he hit me with the Thunderhammer, did 3 wounds. I did 1 wound back to him. I lost combat, but I'm fearless because I'm Synapse, so take that. Other than that, that's it for the Marines.
Lowlander tells the Trigon Prime to go back to the hole.
Get back in your hole. Get back in your... It's like whack-a-mole is what's going on over there. So, yeah, we're going to go to Nid, turn 3. Turn 3 for the Nids. What happened? So my Flyrants, they split off. I decided to hop them up there. One of them hopped up top, took out those 4 or 5 guys that are up there with shooting assaults. The other one hopped up. He's actually got 1 guy left, so he's actually stuck in combat still. Those guys freaked out, but I rolled a 6 on the behavior charts at the start of the turn. Which means they were going to assault whoever they could assault who was viable. However, nothing was actually viable because they can't actually hurt the armor 14 walls. Therefore, they just kind of sit there. But now they're in Synapse because I flew in. So, fixed that problem. Everything else back here just moved on up. I did fire over here. The Carnifexes fired on the Dreadnought, causing 1 more hull point. You're probably wondering why I didn't charge the bunker. It's because I have guys in the way, and if I kind of split them out of the way, then I would not have coherency, so I couldn't do that. So instead of wasting their turn of not being able to assault, I decided to shoot the Dreadnoughts. He fired as well on the Dreadnought, another 1 on my penetrating rolls because I'm awesome at that, rolling 1s, not penetrating. And yeah, everything else moved up. Also, close combat. If you notice here, Lowlander is no longer in combat. He still has 1 wound. He punched the Trigon Prime right in the face with 3 more wounds with his Mastercrafted Thunderhammer of Pain. Took him out. I did manage to actually do wounds to Lysander, but Lowlander there has Film of Pain thanks to his Warlord goodness or whatever.
Yeah.
So narrative. He is immune. He's got the Film of Pain. That's one of the things we're doing.
He wouldn't have that, but we got
he wouldn't normally have it exactly, but we gave it to him because it's one of the Warlord traits. Let him roll on that table too. So
tenacity fix him.
He is tenacious. So he is putting up some tenacious D right now. Yeah, I went there. All right, so we're gonna go to Space Marine turn 3, bottom 3.
Tactical squad's got.
Oh yeah, I already went over that. Come on, Nick, keep up, man, keep up. Turn 3 Marines. Space Marine bottom 3. What happened? The Sicarian struck again over here. Shot me up, and the combination of the Stern Guard inside the bunker shooting at the Carnifex killed 1 more Carnifex. Put another one on the other one. That's even with a invulnerable. 3-up cover save from the Venom Thrope. Over here, I also lost the Tyrant Guard from Stern Guard shooting at them again. With a 2-up save, I failed 1. Only 3 wounds. Failed 1, so I had to dump it off on a Tyrant Guard, so he's dead. Whirlwind, just as terrible as an in-place weapon as it is as a tank. It literally scattered over to inconsequential zone over here. Yeah, it was terrible.
11. Those would have been the 3 rolls for
12, 12, and 11 for scatter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. And by amazing, we mean take another quad las cannon or whatever. Just, yeah, take something else.
Something that can hit.
The Hive Turret is out of combat. He smashed that last guy pretty good. So yeah, we are moving in. It is now going to be mid turn 4.
Yeah, I'm down to 20 Marines left, 2 5-man Stern Guard squads in there, and 10 Devastation here.
Yep.
And a Dreadnought and Lowlander.
He's wearing the beanie to keep his head warm, folks.
Yeah, guys. When you get bald hair, your head gets very, very cold.
It works, though. It works. So, yeah, 20 Marines left, and Lowlander and a Dreadnought, and the Sicarian over there caused me trouble. So, now he doesn't have a 3-up invulnerable, so maybe I'll have some fun this turn. All right, Nid's turn 4. Tyranid turn 4. I finally made it to the wall with something that could hurt it. The Carnifex charged in here. I'm skipping straight to the assault, if you can't tell. He's slammed in with the Hammer of Wrath hits. I managed to do 2 hull points to it with Hammer of Wrath. Dropped its armor value down, and then the ensuing 4 attacks on the charge were able to actually break the building up. The guys inside lost 1 guy from the collapse. They have ejected right there. They are not pinned. Other stuff that happened. The Flyrant flew from there all the way over to there, and I tried to do a Warp Blast. I rolled a 5 on warp charges. I rolled 5 dice. I rolled a 5, 2 1s, and 2 2s. So, good job.
Impressive.
Didn't go off yet again. However, I did shoot him up. 12 shots. I did manage to glance him 1 time with 12 shots. Strength 6 for Armor 12. Hit 11 times and did 1 glance. Good times. Good times. Over here, I fired 3 blast templates. So 1 from that squad, 1 from that squad, and 1 from the Hive Turret onto the Dreadnought. I managed to do nothing yet again with my awesome blast. He actually made one armor save, or cover save, excuse me, from being on the battlements. So, little known fact, battlements are actually difficult terrain. So there you go.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, certain units don't have to take dangerous terrain.
Like monstrous creatures. Dun, 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 and big guys.
Well, yeah, jump jets, flyers, scammers, jetpacks.
We're learning so many fun rules this time. Let's go to Space Marine turn 4. Oh, one last thing, forgot. Because this section is destroyed, we ruled that the shield part is actually down. So it wasn't explicit in the rules, but the connections to the shield are broken, so we figured it makes sense to us. So now the shield is no longer there, so my gaunts can actually get in there and cause trouble. So Space Marines only have to make it through turn 6, so if they can control the objective by turn 6, they win. Just a reminder to everybody at home watching. Space Marine turn 4. The clock is counting down, but that was a pivotal turn for him because for Nick, the Sicarian came through in a big way. The Carnifex was sitting there with 1 wound left, and he rolled his autocannons and heavy bolters and all that. He managed to do 4 wounds with the autocannons, and I failed 3 3-up saves. So Carnifex died right there. Goodbye. So yeah, Sicarian has helped kill that entire brood of Carnifexes along the way, just traversing that far. Just picked him off. So yeah, not looking so hot right now. That was my last big building buster, aside from the Hive Tyrant over here. He's evacuated the bunker, so he can kind of funnel me through there, and which I have to go through and shoot me up really well. But I've got some Devil Gaunts left, a Hive Tyrant, some other stuff over here. These those Gaunts are still in Synapse thanks to the Warriors, so we're gonna try to shift to the left and get in there. And then I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with the Tyrant. I've only got 2 turns left, so it is now going into mid turn 5. So I got to take out that Sicarian or something. But it's buying time. That's the whole point of this mission, was just to buy time.
Yeah, that's all the Sicarian did.
Yep. Left. He's like, come this way. Come this way. Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't mobilize myself.
He didn't move though, so
yep.
It might be time for a smash attack. That's all I'm saying.
Go to town.
All right, we are gonna go to mid turn 5. Tyranid Turn 5. What happened over here? The Flyrant flew over and shot at the Sicarian. 12 shots. Finally managed to take it out with 1 hull point left. So the Sicarian's gone, but he's way out of position. I might fly in next turn and shoot up some guys. Maybe try to do something over here. These guys have moved up out of the ruins. These guys have run over this way as well. It's the same with the Hormagaunts. They've crossed over. Devil Gaunts moved in here and fired at the Stern Guard. That's why there's only 2 of them left. The Hive Tyrant dishonored his family by missing the Dreadnought yet again. That heavy venom cannon is just not working. I'd trade that for a las cannon personally. Like, give me a las cannon over that.
I'd trade it for missile launcher.
Yeah, missile launcher. I don't know. A big rock. I don't know, something. Yeah, something good. It's just not working. But he does have a bone sword, which could not come in handy against his Eternal Warrior Lowlander. So, yep. Got to get to him first anyway. So, that's pretty much it. Again, just everything kind of moved up. The swarm now has a gap to go through. Finally, I couldn't go up. All this stuff over here is impassable. That's why those Gaunts have not been very effective. Nick and I were just talking. Had the Carnifexes made it to the wall and blown it up, this would have been a much shorter, much less interesting game. But, you know,
the Hormagaunts would have came through, the Carnifexes came through, I would have lost. Each unit would have taken 2d6 strength 6 hits. So that 5 squad would have taken probably like 6 or 7 hits and gone down. I would have hit the last cans. Then I wouldn't stop shoot, so I wouldn't be able to kill these guys.
Plus, you'd lose the 3-up vulnerable.
Yeah.
Which would have cost the Sicarian.
Lost the Sicarian. So in the same round, by this staying up, the Sicarian stayed alive, which killed the 2 Carnifexes. If I would have lost this, then I would probably be down. I'd be dead.
Yeah, and it was
two turns in a new.
2 lucky snapshots that hit. You know, 4 last games. He kind of threw the dice jokingly, like, "Oh, last prayer, here we go, Hail Mary, boom." Oh, okay, 2 hits. That's rare. Oh crap! And then the Carnifexes only had 2 wounds, or a wound each. So there you go. So don't give up, folks. Don't give up. Space Marines.
Or give up and just say, "Yeah, what the hell."
Space Marines turn 5. Let's see if they can hold out for 1 more turn. And when we go to 6, we finish. Yeah, here we go. Space Marine turn 5. It looks like they're about to pull it out, folks. The Dreadnought moved up. Well, let me back up a little bit. The Stern Guard fired. The 2 that are still left with Lysander fired, killed some Gaunts. The other 5 Stern Guard decided to fire a little-known, little-remembered shot called the Dragonfire Bolts into the Venom Thrope, which ignores cover. It's Strength 4, AP 5. Guess what the Venom Thrope's armor save is? It's a 5. So, and he did 2 wounds, killed it. So no saves of any kind available to the Venom Thrope, which dropped everything else's saves. And then he shot the crap out of those Gaunts and wiped the entire squad. So there you have it, folks. I don't know if I'm going to have the speed or the ability to get in there at all at this point, but we're going to play it out to see how much damage I can do, if I can at least get him down.
There is 17
I got
Marines
1
left.
turn left to kill 17 Marines and a Dreadnought. So I do have some templates, and he's nice and bunched up for me. So we'll see what happens.
There's only 13 of them on the ground there.
Yeah, I've got 1 squad, 2 squad. That guy actually died. He took las cannon shots, so no templates there, but 1 more there. And then, of course, the Hive Tyrant's going to fly in and do some damage too. So we're going to go to Nid turn 6, see if I can't blow him off the objective. Turn 6 for the Nids. That is pretty much game, folks. Let me go over what happened, though. The Hive Tyrant flew in, shot a Warp Blast, managed to kill a guy. Some terrible rolls on my part. But then he shot up the Grey Squad with his Devourers. This Hive Tyrant shot, there was basically the big clump here in the middle. We dropped a bunch of pie plates the same shot. At the end of the day, I did manage to break 1 squad. Those Devastator Marines back there, the squad of 5 is on the run. Lysander's holding tight. So that happened. I did kill the Stern Guard off that are with him, but the other 3 are still alive from the combat squad at the beginning of the game for deployment. So those guys are still up. Lysander's still up there holding the objective. Again, all of his stuff has objective secured. None of my stuff has it as per the special mission rules. So we're pretty much done. He could disembark the las cannons to get out just to have more guys there. But we're going to call it because they held out. Turn 6, bottom of 6. They have the objective in hand.
11 Marines survived.
11 Marines survived.
Or Lowlander.
Lowlander. Commander Lowlander. Maybe he'll get promoted to Commander Highlander now. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
As the Dreadnought sacrifice. Valiant sacrifice. Hold the line.
Yep. The Dreadnought was going to charge in there and mess me up too. So good time. Oh, he could have just flamed like all this stuff over here and killed it with a heavy flamer anyway. So yeah. Good times. Good times. But that's pretty much it. We'll come back with a quick recap of the game thoughts, and then yeah. So be right back. All right, Nick. So quick post game thoughts. Overall, what did you think of the scenario?
Oh, the scenario is fun, especially you're trying to fight the last stand of all the Marines that you have. You're outnumbered, so you have to be very, very careful in your tactical choices. What can hurt you, what can't, and make sure you maximize your firepower as much as possible.
Yep. I
think hitting the card effects were my biggest threat at first, going for this kind of matter.
Yep. Just target priority, stuff like that, making
really
smart decisions.
Yeah, and so when you do narrative play too, you just kind of get an idea of what's worthwhile, and you're like, oh, I should have missed that, totally. You think back and go, oh, it does kind of make you better at what you really need to do to make certain special objectives or certain objectives matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you think putting the 1 objective there, I mean, obviously for a narrative campaign, would you ever see like an actual tournament doing that, or just probably
no.
Any thoughts on that?
No, tournaments usually trying to be symmetrical, more of a type of a balance. You might see some tournaments do that or more narrative play, but everyone has this idea of balance and everyone should be even, 1,800 points or 1,850.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really necessarily see that. I don't know if in tournament play too, when you talk about the Castellen, you never really see this in tournament play either. Yeah,
talk about that a little bit. The narrative-wise, this bad boy, I mean, it starts at 275 points.
Yeah.
And you can go nuts with upgrades on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it starts at 275, plus there's an emplacement here, an emplacement here, an emplaced weapon here, 2 emplacements here.
Yep.
And then the placements can cost anywhere from 10 to 50 points.
Yep.
You can buy special ones up here that can cost 75 or 80 points, like the Battle Cannon Turret or Icarus Quad Gun. And then you have your Stronghold fortifications.
Yep.
Medium building, medium building, medium building. They each can take 2 areas. So they can take the ammo dump, the void shields. This can take 3. Right?
Yeah.
And so you can take ammo dump, escape hatch, void shields. So, I mean,
you can do some silly stuff with it.
Yeah, so we just filled out the emplaced weapons, and we didn't really go heavy on them, and we're at like 410.
Yeah.
So you these can go up 600 or 800 points probably with this without even batting an eye.
But on the flip side, can you talk about some of the vulnerabilities we saw with the buildings?
Yeah, I think, so you definitely would use this in narrative type Forge play, because the building rules, the way they are, vehicles are a lot more durable, but if you roll a 6 on a building, it just total collapses. So one point here, Adam, I talked about this, but if this Tactus bunker goes down, all your shield upgrades go down, and it's a problem because you get the environmental saves that kind of help you out, and it really makes it impassable for people not to enter. But if you bro this key piece down, well, this building's kind of, it doesn't really do much for you, right? And you lose your 2 in-place weapons plus anything else. But the problem with this is,
one lucky shot. It's like playing back in 5th. One lucky shot blows the building. You lose a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
and kind of your linchpin gets pulled, and it's done.
6 in the building chart, total collapse.
And the AP weapons add up. So really, if you shoot AP1 weapon or AP2,
4 up or higher.
4 or 5 and it's gone. So
even though it's a large building with 5 hull points, the hull points don't really matter too much depending on what you're shooting at it.
Yeah, so, and I mean the game could have gone very differently. I had 4 things with warp blasts, and Nick can attest. I was rolling one warp charge would go through, and I would fail on 5 dice. I'd fail a 1. I'd roll 2 1s and a 2, or 2 2s and a 1, or something ridiculous.
It really wouldn't matter how much dice you roll to it. It would never go off. So I didn't really have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So I mean, comparing to Adam's really poor dice rolling,
this game could have been over by turn 2.
Yeah. And it would have been really, really rough. Plus, the other thing with the castle is there's not really a lot of fire ports inside. So
yeah. We kind of made up some fire ports because we were looking at it and we're like, I guess these are fire ports, or we're not entirely sure. Yeah. Because like we also take into account like the back wall, there was 2 fire ports that couldn't shoot anything, so we just moved those to some other fire port areas. But it says on the diagram fire ports as model, and we were looking around and we're like, whoa, where are they all at?
Yeah, like for example.
And this happened turn 2 after we had already started doing stuff, and we're like, wait a second.
Yeah, so for example, there's only 1 fire port here, right? So I mean, just coming back to the usefulness of the model.
Like we counted these things as fire ports basically because we weren't sure.
It's a building that can hold 20 people, but only 2 guys can fire out of it.
Yeah.
Right. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. And then the guys on top can use them to place weapons. So why would you ever put anybody inside at that point?
Yeah. Well, and we also learned that battlements were a dangerous or difficult terrain, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah. My thoughts overall, I enjoyed it. I like these narrative style games. I like coming up with the crazy rules, crazy scenario stuff. It is asymmetrical. Again, it's not something that we do typically. Just kind of special occasion, one-off stuff. So we just had a day to kill and figured, hey, let's play on a really cool board and have some fun with our models and this really cool board. So again, thanks Nick thanks for playing. BoLS fans, thanks for watching. This is AdamHarry signing out for another BoLS Narrative Battle. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.